Hey everybody, Jeppy here, and I recently asked myself the question, which agents would be most likely to betray the Valorant protocol sometime in the future? And then I thought to myself, wait, which agent actually is the most likely to turn their back on the protocol? So that's what I'm doing in today's video. So I made a list of 3 categories with all the agents. Category 1 are going to be agents that I believe are likely never going to betray the protocol because of their loyalty or other reasons. Category 2 is going to be agents that maybe will betray the protocol, given certain circumstances, or they're searching for answers. And number 3 are going to be agents that I think without a doubt are going to be enemies sometime in Valorant's lore future. But before we get started, guys, let me know in the comments on which agent you think is the least likely to never betray the protocol and which agent is most likely to betray the protocol, and see if it matches up with my list or anyone else's list in the comments below. Also, real quick, guys, I have something really cool to show you guys. Squad OV, which has been a big help to the channel lately and today's video sponsor. Guys, Squad OV is a super cool platform that allows you to share your gameplay with your friends in a really interesting way. It automatically records your gameplay and uploads it so your friends can see it, but also organizes it with highlights. It will show you and your friends whenever you do something important like kills, deaths, and more. But most people use this as a way to critique gameplay together, to point out what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and how to improve. Squad OV works with Valorant, League of Legends, Teamfight Tactics, WoW, CSGO, and Hearthstone. Remember, when it's open, it automatically records and uploads it, so you don't even have to push any buttons, and your friends can clip their favorite or important moments they want to point out to you. I'll be using this to make a squad with you guys, so you can view all my games I play at Valorant, and you can share your games too, and we can all work together to critique each other and get better. The link to my squad will be in the description and the pinned comment. Thank you, Squad OV, for sponsoring today's video. All right, guys, so we'll start off the list on agents that I think are never going to betray the protocol. And what I mean by betray the protocol is agents that are going to seek out personal gains or make friends with enemies of the protocol. So the agents that I think are never going to betray are going to be Brimstone, Sage, Phoenix, Jett, Sova, Raze, Skye, and Killjoy. Now, you may have noticed that I left out some big agents of the protocol, not in this category, namely Astra and KO, for example. So we'll talk about Astra and KO a little later in the video. I'm sure you're wondering, why are they not in this category? But starting us off with Brimstone. I mean, literally, Brimstone is the founder and the leader of the protocol. Brimstone has great morals. We've seen this in a lot of, voice line interactions with other agents, how he carries himself, and he genuinely cares for almost, if not every single agent on the protocol, maybe besides Chamber. But yeah, I just think literally Brimstone is like one of the last people to ever betray the protocol. Moving on, we have Sage. Now, we know that Sage is the second in command. Sage respects everyone on the protocol, and we've seen it multiple times in either voice lines or in cinematic interactions with other agents, is that Sage actually, like Brimstone, genuinely cares about the agents on the protocol, which I think is such a strong quality about Sage. And she also has great morals along with Brimstone as well. Moving on, we have Phoenix. So Phoenix has proven that he is a really loyal agent and honestly a really good guy. Phoenix doesn't have a problem with anybody that I can find. I do feel like Phoenix does feel guilty for his past of, accidentally burning down his performing arts school. So I think he's kind of living by, he wants to right his wrongs. And overall, guys, Phoenix is a very charming person and a warm personality, no pun intended. Up next is Jett, and someone who I think is never going to betray the protocol. And besides being like, a little arrogant at times and very playful and makes fun of people, I really do think that Jett is actually a really good person. She enjoys mostly everyone on the protocol, and everyone pretty much likes Jett as well. I think Jett is a really loyal person. Up next is going to be Sova. Now, when I first was like brainstorming the ideas for this video and writing out the script, I kind of was thinking that I might put Sova in the maybe will betray Valorant sometime in the future category, only for the sole reason that he has met with his mirror double before. He's traveled through rifts, and it is kind of like frowned upon to meet with your mirror double and not do anything to stop them kind of thing, because ultimately they are the enemies. But overall, I think Sova has no harm or malice in his body. He respects tradition a lot and has great morals for what we've seen so far, and I just don't think Sova is that type of person to betray that. Now, next up is going to be Raze. Now, even though Raze has a history and a life life of, you know, kind of doing some dangerous criminal activity with another agent on the protocol. I'll get to that in a little bit. I do think that she owes the VP her career, and she wouldn't really want to like upset them because they've given her a chance when really she probably is a felon. Now, Raze also really has a close relationship with Killjoy. She might, you know, again, this isn't confirmed, she might have a romantic relationship with Killjoy. But, you know, regardless, I do think she has some good tight bonds on the protocol that she wouldn't want to betray. Up next is going to be Sky. Now, Sky is like a really easygoing person. She doesn't really get flustered too much until you make fun of, like, you know, her or, you know, her animals or, you know, hurting the environment or whatever. Also, I feel like the VP is the only thing that's really protecting the environment right now from Mirror Earth detonating spikes. We've seen in the Venice incident of 2049 how detonating a spike has like massive effects on the surrounding areas and the wildlife around. So as long as Mirror Earth keeps on attacking, or something is attacking and destroying the planet or the environment, I think she'll stay with the VP. Now, last in this category of agents that I think are never going to betray the protocol is going to be Killjoy. Now, so far, Killjoy has a really good morality. With the budget and the labs of the VP, she kind of gets to build whatever she wants, whenever she wants, which we know she really loves doing. Killjoy is well liked by everyone besides people who are like anti-technology, but like, I think they just don't like the machines. I think they actually like Killjoy themselves. And really, honestly, I just think Killjoy just looks out for the good of humanity and people around her. And I just think she's a good person. Okay, guys, now we're heading into the second category of agents that I think maybe will betray the Valorant protocol in the future, given the right circumstances. Most of the agents in this category are desperately looking for something, or, you know, searching for answers that they really need. And if getting that said information is more valuable to them than the Valorant protocol itself, then we might see them make the jump if it requires them to betray the protocol to get that information. The agents I put in this second category are going to be Breach, Cypher, Neon, Omen, Yoru, Astra, and of course KO. Now, starting us off on Breach. Now, Breach, like Raze, you know, has a criminal background. But the thing that's different with Breach than Raze is I feel like Breach is more of a wild card. And to be honest, we actually don't know a ton about Breach. Like, we honestly don't. He hasn't made any appearances in any cinematics. And to be honest, we actually just don't know a lot about him. So it's kind of hard to tell on like really where his loyalties lie. And Breach really does hate the Kingdom, and the Kingdom and the Valorant protocol are, you know, affiliated in ways. So if Breach wanted to like attack the Kingdom or something, it would probably end ties with him with the protocol, you think, right? Now, up next is going to be Cypher. Now, there are two things extremely important to Cypher and to his character. One, his secrets, and two, his love for his family that unfortunately died. Now, here's why I say that there's information or things that people are desperately looking for. Cypher desperately wants to meet or be able to speak or interact with his family again. So if there were a scenario where, say, Mirror Earth or a anti-Valorant protocol, you know, organization were to construct or build a teleporter in promises to get Cypher back to his family before they died, possibly to save him or whatever, I definitely think Cypher would take that scenario. And sometimes I think Cypher is just sus, to be honest. Now, up next is going to be Neon, the newest agent of the protocol. And that's exactly why I put her in this category, is because I think Neon is just too new to tell of her true intentions. You know, there just hasn't been enough history or time to go by to really know how much she trusts or the Valorant protocol trusts her as well. She's very young and so far looks to be very impressionable as well. We can see Reyna literally already trying to recruit her for her Radiant army. You know, I've talked about that in previous videos in the past. She does seem to get along very, very well with Jett and Sage, for example. And the official Valorant Twitter has been posting recently that Sage has been hanging out a lot, whether it's like buying clothes or, you know, going out to eat or doing, you know, fun things together with Neon and Jett. So it looks like they're a tight group of three. So that's where I feel like that, you know, she has been enjoying herself a lot on the protocol so far. Now, up next is Omen. And of course, we know that Omen was probably going to be in this category because the one thing, you know, Omen really does like the VP. He likes his friends, you know, Viper and Sage. But like the one thing Omen desperately wants is information on his past life and really how to get out of the, I mean, really the living hell he is in right now. So there's two scenarios with that. I feel like, you know, if someone, you know, again, maybe Mirror Earth or anti-VP, if they were to give him a scenario like Cypher, to where if he gets that information and he would have to betray the protocol to get that information, I feel like he would definitely 100% take that scenario. And another scenario that I think that would kind of put Oz with the Valorant protocol and Omen is, you know, he is always in pain. So maybe there's like a situation where kind of like Phoenix or Jet, where they like, you know, had accidents with their abilities. Maybe Omen has an accident with his ability too, and he might, you know, do something bad because of it. I mean, you just don't know. So I think Omen fits in this category pretty well. Up next is going to be Yoru. Now, I figured that Yoru would be in this category pretty easily because Yoru doesn't actually seem to like enjoy the company very much on really any age on the protocol. Maybe besides like Brim and like Phoenix he's got along with, but everyone else he's kind of like meh. He has been very, very heavily interested in the history of his ancestors past and, you know, the linkage of the Radiant and his mask from like centuries and centuries ago. And, you know, same thing with Cypher and Omen. If it requires him to, you know, betray the protocol to get that information, he just might do it. Up next is Astra. Now, here's the thing with Astra is she is the guardian of the cosmos and has been looking into protecting reality because of the Valorant protocol's doings as well. She's gone on to say and send an email to Brimstone stating that she wants to make sure that teleporting to Mirror Earth is not going to make any, you know, ramifications or have any negative effects with the cosmos or reality in itself. Also, another thing too, that I think that maybe Astra might leave the VP sometime in the future. She might not. She might. You know, if there are issues that are bigger than, you know, Mirror Earth and the VP, you know, in itself. So if there's other issues in the cosmos or, you know, in reality that require her attention more than defending Earth from Mirror Earth, I think she'd have to give her attention and time to those scenarios as opposed to staying on the VP. Now, coming in last in this second category of agents that maybe will, you know, kind of betray the Valorant protocol at some point is going to be KO. And the only reason why I think KO would possibly have this happen is maybe there'd be a glitch in his programming at some point, or, you know, maybe not even a glitch, or maybe he just like, you know, sees this happening where he views Radiance as becoming a threat to Earth again, just like, you know, in the Radiant Wars that he fought in his alternate timeline. If he sees that happening, I feel like KO would have no hesitation in just mowing down the agents, which would obviously have major issues in the protocol. Now, you know, we already know that Reyna is starting the, you know, the starting stages or the beginning stages of the Radiant Wars. So maybe KO will pick up on that. All right, guys, now we're in the final category of agents that I believe are 100% going to be enemies in Valorant's lore sometime in the future. The agents I chose for this category are, of course, Reyna and Chamber, but an agent that you probably didn't expect in this category is going to be Viper also. So let's talk about Viper. So almost everyone on the VP universally recognizes Viper as a unstable, heartless, and really damaged person. She even recognizes it herself by talking to her Mirror Earth agent, you know, when a Viper's on the enemy team as well, and saying something along the lines of like what's going on in her mind, she needs to rest. It really just goes to show that there is so much going on in Viper's mind all the time that she might make bad decisions because of it. She honestly is kind of like really bad and mean sometimes. Also, if the info got out about, you know, Viper withholding information from Omen or possibly being the one to cause Omen, you know, the monster he is today, that probably won't go over so well too. And another scenario is I think maybe a natural disaster would occur because of her. Maybe, you know, her toxins get into the ocean or water or whatever, you know, and would cause a massive disaster, which would probably affect the VP as well. Up next is Reyna, and of course you guys saw this one coming. Reyna clearly likes Radiance more than humans, and we already know that she's starting the beginning stages of the Radiant Wars, already talking to Radiance on the VP to recruit them or maybe show lies and push an agenda that, you know, humans are bad, Radiance need to take over. And Reyna is honestly evil, guys. Like, she has killed so many people and honestly really enjoys doing it. Like, she enjoys killing people and hurting people. So that's bad, and I feel like she would probably definitely betray the Valorant protocol in the future. Now, up last is going to be Chamber. Now, here's the thing with Chamber that I think makes her more dangerous than Reyna is, yes, Reyna is more, you know, powerful, like immeasurably more powerful than Chamber, I think. But here's the thing with Chamber is very, very good at using his social skills to play two sides of almost everything. He's like the Emperor in Star Wars. You know, he does things to fuel wars or push agendas, and his social game is so strong. The thing that's so dangerous about him is some people really do trust him, and he does sometimes come across as a very trustworthy person. I think it's more dangerous to have someone that you trust wrong you and betray you like Chamber than to have someone that, you know, is already kind of showing everybody that, hey, I like Radiants more than humans, like Reyna. Like, we already know that Reyna is starting to really go down this path of wanting Radiants to win. So having someone like Chamber, who is very two-faced, his social game is so strong, he has a lot of money, he has a lot of, you know, authority and influence over people. I think Chamber's more dangerous. Okay, guys, so my final answer is I think Sage is the agent that is least likely to ever betray the protocol, just because I think she has just great morals. And then, of course, Chamber is, I think, going to be the agent who is most dangerous and definitely most likely to betray the protocol sometime in the future. Yeah, Reyna is more powerful, but I think Chamber is more dangerous. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jeppy out.